Hi, I'm Wendy Vigdor-Hess, and we're going to be making a recipe today from my book, Sweetness Without Sugar. These Rice Krispie treats on page 172 have been a family favorite for a long time. We have two young kids, age 7 and 5, or almost 5, and they have been eating this for many years. They love helping to prepare it. It goes quick, it's simple to make, and they can get their hands dirty and help really easily. So we're going to get started making the recipe, and I hope you enjoy it too. All right, so we're going to start with some coconut oil. And you want the unrefined coconut oil. There's lots of different brands out there now, and we start with 2 teaspoons of coconut oil in our pot. And we turn it on. Now, I recommend getting all the ingredients out ahead of time because this really does go very fast once you get going. So I already measured out the brown rice syrup, and brown rice syrup looks like this. I like to recommend people look for the non-GMO verified product so it doesn't have genetically modified foods in it. And rice syrup looks like this. And I already measured out the cup that we're going to need, so I'm just going to pour this right in with my coconut oil, which is already beginning to melt. So after the brown rice syrup, we're going to add some almond butter. And if you're sensitive to nuts, you can use sunflower seed butter, or you can omit this. It does add some protein to add some nut or seed butter. So if you can tolerate it and your family or whoever you're feeding can have it, I highly recommend adding a little bit, and it makes it tasty as well. So I'm adding 5 tablespoons of almond butter. I just am going to add a little bit of this coconut butter. Sometimes it's called coconut cream, and this adds just a little bit extra nutrients, adds some more healthy fat to the recipe so that it's not only tasty and satisfying, but it also stays with you a little bit longer, and it adds a really rich flavor. Instead of the marshmallow in this, the rice syrup creates that sticky consistency. So we're looking for it to boil, which it is now, and I'm going to turn the burner off, and we're going to add the last couple ingredients here once it's boiling. So here's what it looks like when it's boiling. You can see some of the coloration of the rice syrup and the almond butter and some of the coconut cream on the side a little bit. So when it's boiling, I've turned the burner off now. So I'm just pouring this right in here to our mixture, and I'm stirring it up. And I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla as well, which you can add before adding the cereal. It's just 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and you can add it to where the creamy part still is. And you want to do that after the burner is off, so that it can still impart the flavor of the vanilla. And so as you can see, I'm just mixing it all together. It's really gooey and warm and yummy. And you want to be sure to cover all of the Krispies so that they're all coated with your wet ingredient mixture. I use a 13 by 9 by 2. So that's the nice thing. Not only is this recipe easy, but it also makes a lot. And I've made this recipe, believe it or not, for my kids and for my husband to take to work before school in the morning. And I'm not particularly a morning person, so it's really that easy to make really quick. Smooth it out in your pan. I'm using the spoon right now because it is still really hot. You can moisten your hands a little bit to spread it in if that's easier for you. You want it moist because as you can see, I tried a little bit and it does get sticky since the batter is still hot. They have that nice, yummy, marshmallowy, gooey texture to them, but they don't contain any of those ingredients. So that's nice. If you let it sit on the counter for a little bit longer, they will harden up a little bit, so they will hold their shape a little bit better. But it really depends on what you like, and certainly when you're making this with hungry kids or adults, you're not going to wait too long. It's probably going to be cut into, and you can sample it right away and see how yummy it tastes. Yummy.